Good afternoon. This is Heather Van Wild, Raindrop Works, coming to you live on tape from downtown Portland waterfront. So, a couple of quick updates in the State versus Alan Swinney case. There was a set of motions that were heard today and some other stuff that may be getting heard or addressed later on in the coming days. First and foremost, with everything that happened today, the trial is being set over. It's currently scheduled for September 27th instead of the 20th as was originally planned. There doesn't look like there's any desire for anybody to set it over later than that because Mr. Westover, Alan Swinney's attorney, is leaving Multnomah Public Defender's office at the end of the month. So this is basically going to be one of his last cases that he's working on. Not sure where he's going after that, but... So, yeah. Going on to the actual hearings today. We did have a late start. There was another case that ran long, and jail transport is being incredibly slow lately, talking delays up to 2.5 hours. This time, it was only about an hour and a half late. A lot of what today's hearing was about was production of evidence, this time from the defense to the prosecuting attorney, as well as questions of what evidence needs to be provided and things like that. We may be seeing a significant shift in the witness list as a result of this hearing. But because that witness list is under protective order, we don't know who was on it originally, much less who's going to be on it now. So yeah, I'm just looking over some of the notes here. Part of the problem that we ran into today was Mr. Westover is stating that he has physical evidence that he plans to bring up at the trial and has invited the prosecutors to come over and take a look at it. Problem is, today is Wednesday the 15th, and Friday was supposed to be the date that they started with jury, or getting ready for jury selection and have everything ready to go. So with the incredibly short notice, there just wasn't time to properly prepare the prosecutor's side with the evidence that, as Mr. Vasquez said, yeah, he called it as the information keeps trickling. He said that the state had provided all the discovery evidence to the defense attorney well over a year ago. This would have been back when the Oliveros Law Group was representing Mr. Swinney before Mr. Westover even took over. And now, on almost the eve of the trial, we're getting statements from investigators that suggest that there is significant amounts of video. Mr. Westover is now saying that yes, there was a video provided by a defense witness, but the vast majority of video that was supposed to cover hours of protest documentation was corrupted, and they were only able to recover a few minutes of it, as well as some audio without video. I don't doubt Mr. Westover's assertion that that's what he's got, but personally I'm a little concerned that, the people speaking for the defense had all this video and then all of a sudden it's all corrupted. That's something if I was filming a protest and one of my friends got arrested as a result of it, I'd be making sure to keep everything that I could in the best condition if I want to help him. But that's something we'll find out more as we get a little bit closer to the trial. Let's see here. There's questions that Mr. Westover is also trying to bring up about what evidence can be used by the prosecutors as far as if somebody uses it to refresh their memory on certain events before trial and such. So we may be seeing concerns about evidence even going into the trial, depending on what they can hash out between now and then. Yeah, and the judge, he said that it wasn't that questions of looking at videos and such to refresh your memory, kind of like a cop will look over police reports the day before they're scheduled to testify in court, because there's just so much going on in their lives that they're not going to remember everything. Yeah, it's up to the court's discretion if that information has to be made available to the prosecutor as part of the evidence process. And it sounds like that could actually play into this, depending on who gets chosen for the trial judge and everything. And yeah, so then there were claims that Mr. Vasquez of the Multnomah County DA's office said that he wanted to request a holdover because of the delays in getting the evidence, that he had to go to court for a motion to compel. This was the state's motion today. That there were still other motions that were filed that had not been properly addressed yet. In fact, I don't need those notes anymore. I was able to get access to the... it's not there. I was able to get access to an affidavit that Mr. Vasquez filed with the court about his attempts to get the discovery evidence from the defense. And if you give me just a second here, I'm trying to find it again now. Down feather. Okay, so yeah, he does point out that the indictment was based on activity that happened August 15th, 2020. It was also August 22nd was the second event that got lumped into the same indictment. Mr. Swinney was arraigned on October 1st after he turned himself into the police. Between October 28th and November 2nd, it looks like they had provided over 250 pages of reports, as well as grand jury recordings, a whole bunch of CDs and flash drives that would have had all the video and photographic evidence, as well as extra DVDs provided in November, more reports in December, February, CDs of jail phone calls and jail mail, additional CD in June and in August of 2021, that they've been providing discovery to the defense through this entire process. And around the time they sent that last one, Mr. Vasquez did start asking, after they reviewed this evidence, throughout the entire month of August and into the beginning of September, Mr. Vasquez kept emailing and trying to contact Mr. Westover for discovery information, and it wasn't forthcoming, to the point where he did have to file this motion that we had today. And again, like I said, or Mr. Vasquez actually said that it's only been a trickle of evidence. He's figuring out how to burn videos to a DVD. He's saying that there were hours of video, but only 5 minutes were recoverable. And he's not sure what of it is actually discoverable, and all of that. And yeah, when we were talking about being days away from trial, this is the exact thing that you're only supposed to see in courtroom dramas. The surprise gotcha at the last moment. That's not how actual legal things work. So yeah, we're going to keep on watching this. There may be some other updates coming out in the next few days. But for right now, there is nothing going on Monday the 20th. The hearing has been set over by Judge Sweet to the 27th. And and we will be going from there. I'm still trying to coordinate with the courts to see what I can do as far as documentation to get this online for the trial itself. In the meantime, this has been Heather Van Wild with Raindrop Works. Definitely appreciate you sticking around. Links in the video description for a website or Patreon. Please feel free to like, subscribe this video. We're almost to 100 subs, and when that happens, we'll be able to hit one of those nice little YouTube milestones. So yeah, take care.